How's it going, everybody?
As you wish.
We are back with some more Pillars of Eternity. So let's get into it, shall we? Whatever I was building must have finished. So there's his halls, chapel, the forum, meeting ground, garden, warden's lodge. High level bounty. Woodland trails. Career pool. Do the hearth. Why not? Let's explore Cleavon.
Kill them all.
Offline, huh? No. Oh. Weird Juana Stennis. I wish it told me what it upgraded. Cast Dominate on hit. Okay, accuracy. Accuracy. And damage. What? Brief's authority. Gref's authority. 32 crush damage, 50% damage as raw. Successful, they're stunned for 6 seconds. I'm gonna do 1 per encounter. Alright. House to dominate affliction 15 times. I think I can do that.
Hey. As you wish.
Hydra. Go that way. One of them. Ooh. Corrupted druid, huh?
That's it. Bring them.
The grieving mother went down.
As you wish.
for her back. Go. Good old black ooze.
Bring them down. That's it.
Less than 3,000.
I'll see it done.
Pop that open.
It's finished.
And one. Go. A tiny animat as a pet. Hold on, my headphones are doing something weird. That was odd. Retaliation, huh? Character sitting self and pierce image. Selection. Eh. Got a tiny little guy following me now. Awesome. Those little legs carry him. Freaking traps everywhere, and I'm not catching any of them. Back to the beginning. Yep. Okay. Down goes Darren's. Well, they're also in down.
As you wish.
Never could Picos accord with their chiefs. We'll find order when that brings darkness, but never a matter rises. Oh. Best. Oh, Hader has something to say.
Hope I didn't seem ungrateful back there in the battlefield. And you went out of your way. Got real close. Didn't expect that. And for a second, I thought I was gonna finally see some answers. Foolish, of course. And why should I get answers? There's a world of Aethasians out there, don't know if their god's been blown up. Still, man can't help looking back. Guess you'd know that well as anyone.
There's off, focusing on some distant thing unseen and
I might have turned my back on my god when he needed me. That's all I'll ever know. He'd tell me to trust him. Of course, it'd be a lot easier if I knew it was mine. But, maybe I don't need to. Something to think about, I guess.
Right. Oh, sporelings.
Kill them all! Bring them down! No prisoner! So
Come on, get in there.
bring them down!
Really? Another one?
As you wish.
Oh, there's word kill.
That's it!
They're freaking crap. Crap's everywhere. Why not? Throw one more in there for good measure. Alright, now that I've discovered a new map, almost 2,000. Here's a pictograph, simple but clear, are carved on a column in this alcove. Here's of men and women. Their arms raised are carved in the top of the column. Armor in the same pose have been chiseled into the bottom. Top of your traps. Time to pull out some mats. Boom, there we go. This alcove portray a procession march into an altar. A lone figure lies upon a star. No, lies upon the altar. Star, wow. Another member of the procession drives a dagger into his heart. Something flows from the dying man into a white stone perched above the altar. And probably his blood. That's right. Some was available to the godless, no blessings. Looks, I got it. Key. Man and woman carved from illustrious Adra pour the contents of a vase at their leaving their bodies to offer their souls and forsaking the weakness of flesh and feebling of bone. Barbarian godless succumbed at last. The hieroglyph shows men and women standing in a line descending in a pool. The figures that emerge below it stand with outstretched arms and triumphs.
Bring them down.
Images in this alcove depict a row of pale stones surrounding a suit of armor. Something flows from the stones and into the armor, doing it with a golden halo. Four egg-shaped stones sit atop short, narrow pedestals, all face an altar. Man and a woman carved from lustrous Asian face up. And oh, okay.
Lava.
No prison!
As you wish.
Scenes from a battle appear on this column. An army of men in loincloths and hides is gathered. Dwarfed by a dozen full suits of armor that loom over them in the distance. Armors crush the
Bring them down!
That's it.
Cathedral grows from a central pillar and seems to spill down the steps. Luminous egg-shaped stones nested within the ripple. Yeah, that'll do. Oh, you healed. Wow, that's a shame.
Bring them down!
There we go. Beacon Daedra. I'll throw that there. Yep, there's another one. Fighters in iron, relentless and fierce as the thousands of which is men and women swing hammers and iron over. onto a new map. Or I guess same map. Thousand. Oh man, it's another one of those things. Is of essence lingers over the body, as faint and insubstantial as a dust plume in a rider's wake. Yet, as you draw closer, whispered instructions echo in your ears, and anticipation warms your blood. In vision, you see the same stone machine you approached moments ago, but from a different height and angle, as if through different eyes. Sorry, moving my mic closer. You'd heard rumors that some of your brethren were sent here months before, yet you see no sign that anyone has been here. In fact, the cobblestones are covered in a fine layer of dust, ash. You know suddenly what this will cost you, and you are ready. The orders were clear. The effects of the machine in Cleabon Relog were wearing off. The child had been born not far from Deerford recently, its soul intact. The machine would need to be reactivated. Machines are causing it. You and your companions take up your positions. You share a final look of affirmation between yourselves. They don't know your name and you don't know theirs, but you know that you're doing the work of the gods together. None of the rest matters. Two carved bands of stone in the middle of the machine grind into motion. They rotate in opposite directions, picking up speed until they spin like freshly greased carriage wheels. Wind shrieks through the cavern, accelerating with the stone rings. You press your hands to your ears and grit your teeth against the noise. You're about to shut your eyes when you glimpse new movement. Rows of triangular flaps around the machine open like petals. You don't know what's happening, but you feel a tingling at your extremities. Searing pain spreads through your body, a hot knife separating every tissue and ligament within you. All the while, it feels as if you're falling toward the machine, your stomach mashed against your spine. What happens next is too fast to process. You awaken from the vision to find yourself kneeling and gasping for air. Holding your head, you let the tiles between your knees gradually come into focus. As you catch your breath, you remember the strange scene you saw outside Silent Lys, where several robed figures fell amid a howling bivouac. Looking at the ash scattered across the cavern floor, it is apparent that the leading key has been doing this, whatever it is, all over Dyrwood. Quest complete. Puts us 1300 level. Viewer song added, huh? See, I'm gonna get 50% experience, a cloak of comfort, and 150 to 300 copper and treasure, and 2 minor items. Colorful clothing of the Springton weaver Bonacetta is known throughout the Eastern Reach. Over a year ago, she was on a trip to Defiance Bay when her ship sank in a violent storm just off the Pearl Coast. Miraculously, many of the passengers survived. Bonacetta's body was never found, and she was presumed to have died. However, a Valian merchant in Defiance Bay recently recognized some of Bonacetta's unmistakable work in an otherwise unremarkable shipment of textiles. He spoke with others and learned that several shipments to different merchants bore the same telltale pattern. Now many merchants believe that Bonacetta is being held captive somewhere and is trying to communicate through her work. Whatever the message is, and none have been able to decipher it, or where it's coming from. Well, it sounds like something for Kana. Something in the ether hums and buzzes through. You hear running water and see a small stream that carves its way into the mountain. You suspect the stream. A shallow bottom flickers and wavers just under the water's edge, but as you look toward the tunnel, the bottom disappears into the darkness. From here, it's impossible to tell how deep the stream is. However, a faint light plays along the walls of the tunnel. The echo of rushing water suggests that the tunnel and stream continue for quite some distance. Wade in. You take slow, slothing steps toward the mouth of the tunnel, holding yourself upright while the current tugs at your legs. Cold water leaves you gasping, and as it rises past your waist, you fight to control your breath. The stream bed soon drops out from under your feet, and the current pushes you toward the tunnel with growing force. We'll swim into the tunnel. The current pushes you through the tunnel faster and faster, tugging you downward. Over your head, the tunnel narrows and drops, leaving only a thin pocket of air. You take a final breath before the current drags you into the depths. Rays of light pierce the darkness. The current is moving too fast now for you to see more than flickering glimpses as you speed by. Keep your hands in front of yourself and focus on avoiding the jagged rocks that appear suddenly in the darkness jutting from the walls. A light blinks at you up ahead. You're approaching it fast, but it looks to be the mouth of a second, smaller tunnel. You might be able to reach it, but your lungs have started to ache. Continue with the current. You rush past the side tunnel and see a corkscrew turn up ahead. You angle your body with the current just in time to avoid the onrushing wall. Contortion forces the last burst of air from your lungs. Uh-oh. The last of the light disappears behind you. You can't tell whether the tunnel has gone dark or whether you're blacking out from lack of air. In either case, you can no longer see the walls around you. Extend your feet in front of you and hope for the best. Foot strikes an outcropping. Your arm grazes another. The pain has you gritting your teeth, but it's not as bad as you'd feared. Either the cold waters have numbed your skin or you've slowed. Your chest begins to hitch. Clamp your jaw shut and tighten your throat against the choking waters, but soon your body's reflexes will take over. A halo of light appears above you. The current is no longer pushing you toward it, so you kick, push, and twist your body up, the surface always seeming just out of reach. At last your hand breaks the surface. You gulp air into your aching lungs and pull yourself to the edge of the pool. Crawling out of the water, you look at the cavern around you, and as the massage feeling your back in your as you massage wow. You look at the cavern around you as you massage, feeling back into your aching, cold limbs. Wonder what would have happened if I had just grabbed the ledge. Oh, and I'm back here. Alright, well, I guess we can go tell... I guess we should go tell Lady Webb what's going on. Okay, yep. Right, can't get in there. Okay. Berry? Maybe? derived from deal with seeking 270 escort. Let's see, leave. 2 days. Oh. Leaving in 3 days. Ignored, okay. Off. I don't know what that's still doing up there. Got stuck. Done. Build the lab.
How fares your search?
Something I can tell
let's
you.
Hear it.
Landen Key is manipulating a group of Engwithan machines that span the country, and it seems to be causing the Hollowborn
I had
epidemic.
feared they might be involved in Widewind's legacy. It seemed too extreme even for them. How naive I've been. The Leaden Key's conspiracy is clear now. They have used Engwithan technology to engineer Widewind's legacy, and they want people to blame Animancy for it. As we speak, the Duke is holding hearings in the palace. He is listening to arguments for and against Animancy. When they finish, he is expected to decide whether to outlaw it. It seems the Leaden Key has been pushing Deerwood down this path for some time. I, for one, would enjoy seeing their little scheme fouled up at the last moment. Our Duke must hear what you have to say. Unfortunately, the hearings are closed to the public, which makes the Duke inaccessible until they are completed. However, certain groups have been invited to attend. You might get in with one of them if you aren't above a little pandering. There are delegations from the Knights of the Crucible, the Dozens, and from House Dominel. If you can gain the support of one of those groups, that may be your best way in. See what you can arrange.
Well,
What of them?
I've already got support from the Crucible Knights. When they allow a guest of Dunwood Road into the
We
hearings,
would only do that as a last resort. Walking in with one of the 3 invited groups puts you in a position of influence. Walking in alone as a representative of Dunreed Row would earn you distrust among all the rest. It seems our organization has a reputation for nosiness and manipulation for whatever reason. It would be best if people did not see Dunreed Row's hand in this. Easier for them to embrace the truth.
what does there know about the Duke?
Is many things to many people, and that is why he sits the throne. To the frontiersmen, he is one of their own. To the patriotic, he is a sole descendant of Admeth Hadrit. To the nobility, he is from an old and established family. All of these are half-truths or exaggerations, a tale he has spun around himself. The man behind the tale may not be the greatest mind in Deerwood, but he knows people. He knows when they are sincere and when they lie. He knows when they are strong and when they are weak. The other matters he leaves to me. Outwardly, he prefers to come off a bit of a simpleton.
Huh.
Don't be fooled. Before he was a duke, he was a trapper, and an excellent one at that.
Alright. Department of Hadrid House. In order to attend the Animacy hearings at the palace, I'll need to be sponsored by one of the 3 main factions represented at the hearing. Knights of the Crucible. Alright. Well. We're gonna go with the Knights. We're already in with them. I don't even think the dozens will talk to us. So. Oh.
Bring them down.
Assassins after me all the damn time. Hey, Commander Cleaver. I understand that the Crucible Knights are attending the Animacy hearings at the palace.
Duke Avar looks to the knights for prudent counsel as well as defense. I suspect our future as a city and a nation will depend in no small part on how we handle this matter.
What do you think about Animacy? We'd be fools not to investigate it further. I've seen what those researchers in Brackenberry can do. Building constructs, diagnosing soul maladies, harnessing raw essence, that's great potential. Detractors say that it's too dangerous, that it angers the gods. Superstition and nonsense. There are risks delving into souls, of course, but the greater risk lies with doing nothing at all while the legacy eats away at us. Tell me about the hearings. They're progressing slower than I'd like. The dozens raise a ruckus whenever anyone so much as mentions Animacy, and the Dominals are obfuscating matters on. Nevertheless, I'm confident Avar will see reason eventually. Well, I need an audience with Duke Avar. I'd like to attend the hearings. And we'll be glad to have you with us. Avar will no doubt find your presence persuasive. We need all possible support to see that he gives Animacy a fair chance. Why lie? What? Indeed. Turn to Brackenberry and speak to Lady Webb. Okay, but first I'm gonna pay a visit to the shops. Copper Lane. Sell off a bunch of stuff. Probably buy some unique items, even if they don't benefit me, because I like the unique items. Like them all.
Welcome.
Oh. Well, I got news about your sister. She, I don't know what to say. I tried to keep my hopes up, but I think part of me already knew. Doesn't make this any easier, though. Can't help but think that if someone had looked for her sooner and asked for help, maybe she'd be here. The authorities are doing the best they can with limited authorities who don't care enough. Could have been done. Thought those responsible. You're right. I suppose I'll have to make arrangements. Thank you for finding her. Yep, show me her wares. Okay. Oop. That one I keep. I accidentally sold Durance' staff. Whoops. There's a bunch of legendaries that or uniques that I accidentally was in there. There's Durance's robes. Do that for Durance. I don't need any of that. Okay. Like that, I have no money anymore.
Good day, stranger.
Let me see your wares.
Hail and well met.
1,000. One-handed. Okay. Back to Brackenberry. Wonder I had so much money. I've been selling my uniques. Come on now, Zach. You want to collect those? Sell them. Even if they just take up inventory space. Cool.
How fares your search?
I'm gonna do this for you. I think it's about time you told me everything about
I told
Theos.
you everything you need to know.
But not everything.
It's only right that you know everything. When I was younger, before Dunreed Row, I had many suitors. These were fine-looking men of good stock. But I could see their thoughts, and they were unimpressive. Boys' thoughts. I toyed with their affections. I resented all of them. And then I met a man whose mind was a mystery to me. But he understood me. He knew me at a glance, told me things I didn't know about myself. He was neither handsome nor charming, but he was all I ever wanted. We made a game of my gift. He would ask me about people, and I would tell him what they were thinking. Sometimes the information was very sensitive. And then one day he asked me if I trusted him. I said I did. Next I knew I was donning a silver mask and swearing oaths to Woodica. Using my gift for the leaden key still felt like a game to me, so I did it. I did it because it pleased him.
That didn't
I
last.
don't like living in the dark. It's a powerless, hopeless feeling. Every day I did things without knowing their purpose. Every day I loved a man without knowing his thoughts of me. I sensed that there were things he wanted to tell me. I sensed that he knew everything the leaden key was created to hide. But Theos was unyielding. One day I disappeared without a word. He would kill me for it, and I knew that. It's their rule. I just wanted to see him plunge the knife, because then I would know. But the day never came. He has left me to wonder. I have devoted my years to learning everything I could about him, in hopes I would find some clue as to who he really was, and why he felt he had to keep his secrets locked away. I have precious little to show for it. Just an old woman nagged by old thoughts. And that is truly everything I can tell you about Theos. I hope you will accept this embarrassing story as a show of my good faith.
Yeah. Let's
What
talk
of
about the
it?
hearing. I'm going with the Knights.
Avar Wolfgren looks to the Crucible Knights as a voice of reason and order. Speaking from their section should lend you credibility with him. You need waste no more time. Get to the palace. Make your case to the Duke. With him on our side, all of Deerwood can be mobilized against the Leaden Key, and Theos can be rooted out. I only wish I could be there to see it. There is a very old bottle of a very good brandy that I have been saving for a special day. If you hurry back afterward, there may be a little left for you. Off with you. You're going to do very well in there. What of them?
Yeah, see ya. Alright. I should get to the Palace and First Fires and attend the hearings. No, wrong place. See ya. Balcony has been opened for me. The room below is animated amidst a heated debate. All the representative groups are easily discerned in the crowd. Crucible Knights, stiff in their noisy armor, sit in one section. In another are well-dressed members of House Domino, casual, watching with a predator's interest. Still elsewhere are the ramshackle dozens, who have made no special effort to dress up for their liege lord. Interspersed are animancers in their academics' robes with expressions either sour or concerned.
Well then, answer me this, Master Barash. If you Animancers represent our best hope to cure the legacy, what progress can you demonstrate?
Ramir de Barask is originally from Palminia. He's one of the finest minds in Animancy to come out of the Valian Republics. He left for Defiance Bay 5 years ago, because he believed this was the true heart of Animancy research.
As I've said, it isn't about progress, it's about potential.
My house would agree, Your Grace. We see great potential in its future.
And I suppose your blazing profits during the legacy don't have nothing to do with that, do they, Dominel? You can't have it both ways no more! Animancy goes, or this country goes!
So you admit, Master
All right.
Barask, that animancy is no closer to stopping the legacy than it ever was.
No, we've had many promising experiments. Cadman Azo has shown...
Cadman Azo murdered a child. For a complete failure. We should be hanging him right now for what he done. The dozens won't stand for it.
The experiment failed, yes, but his work...
His work was
New
sabotage.
delegate from the Knights of the Crucible. What makes you say sabotage?
False patient Brackenberry Sanitarium who had tampered with Azo's machinery.
The fuck's that even matter? These are people who would toy with the lives of our children.
Indeed. Even assuming there was sabotage, is this Animancer Azo not still accountable here?
This is not the Bell Reach incident. This is a responsible scientist who is manipulated.
Horseshit. These animancers can't be trusted. Look at what happened in Heritage Hill. Our supposed protectors from Crucible Keep can't even clean up the messes Animancy leaves.
Your Grace, we'd have a much easier time of it if our knights weren't so occupied trying to keep their organization from igniting a revolution on our very doorstep.
Heritage Hill is blood on your hands, Justicia. You turn a blind eye and look what happens.
Yeah, I'll go with
Some
one.
strange
I've been
taste
there.
in
It's not the
travels.
Crucible Knight.
The height of your tales expands with every breath.
Go with 3. My word is my oath. I challenge anyone here to find someone who knows.
I had heard whispers of a new delegate set to attend today's hearing. I admit that your candor was mentioned more than once. Tell us what you saw in Heritage Hill.
Here Nauneth houses an Angwithan machine that holds over this flow of souls. A machine that
Even
dead.
if it is as you say, we have testimony that a group of animancers had been spending time there. Surely their tinkering had something to do with this.
Their presence doesn't prove cause. This testimony is not evidence, it is a guess.
Animancy has many enemies. You need only look around this room to see it.
You're missing the point. Everywhere there's animancers, there's disaster. We all know what Widewind's legacy's really about. And it ain't about some sparkling saint from Creed Ceres who's mad because he took a stroll down the wrong bridge.
Ha! Wrong bridge you need.
It's
Good
about
grief,
a bunch
Durance.
of so-called intellectuals fucking with the natural order while the rest of us gotta suffer for it.
Is it, though? Should we not take the time to reach a clear conclusion? I mean, what proof do we have?
My son and daughter are buried beneath the floor of my house. We don't own no land, so that's where we lay them. My son. My wife let him slip when she was bathing him. Got water in his lungs he couldn't cough up. My daughter? We put her to bed one night, and the next morning she wasn't breathing. This Hollowborn thing, it ain't ending. And it ain't ending because we still let these charlatans play God. There's your proof, you damn copper fucker!
Enough, Adric.
Adric's
Lady
angry.
Dominel makes a point. If it's animancy, then why do the other states that permit the practice not suffer the same fate? Who among us can say he truly understands why the legacy has taken hold here?
Green Mother reaches toward your mind with hers. Order to the chaos here. I can. I can talk. The crowd begins to mutter, the sound taking a doubtful character. Right idea, Watcher. After taking this hearing by the curly ones, don't waste your chance. Waidwin's legacy is the creation of the Leaden Key. Cadman Azo's downfall was their work, as was the tower in Heritage Hill. They want you to do this. They want Animancy to fall. Still muttering expands into a din of skepticism that fills the hall. I have seen them in the ruins of Air Glanfath, operating machines that disrupt and redirect the flows of souls near towns like Gilded Vale and Deerford, where the legacy is universal. As a watcher, I have heard their dead confess their plot. They are stealing the souls of the unborn.
Beasts. Another lunatic at the hearing. Did you remember to lock your sanitarium before you left, Master Barask?
Ooh, Alas, please, I want only to help Deerwood. You want to be crazy? Make one more smart comment. No, not that one. Birth invalids until your womb dries for all I care. The rest of these people will hear the truth. Frame your order by dismissing the truth before hearing it, madam. I expected better from Crucible Knight. If he did, for your husband's sake, I hope he at least left a brothel alone. If, as the Duke says, no theory has more proof than any other, what is harm in hearing one more? That one.
You must know, friend, that the Leaden Key is a mantle for small-time ruffians and children at play. I'm not saying you're a liar. Not yet. But you'd better start making sense of all this. Help us believe you.
More likely that the gods are destroying Deerwood for science practiced in many parts of the world, or that a group of people hates animancy and wants it suppressed. The Leaden Key is very real. They are foreigners from Ader and Red Saris who hate Deerwood and want to see us suffer. Let's say a lord is cuckolded by his wife. If he tells her to stop, she'll only want her lover more. But if he spreads a rumor that her lover just visited a brothel or had a pox on his loins, she'll end it on her. We all want the same thing here. Ooh, I can go with honest straight. If you know anything about me, you know this. I've called many things, but never a liar. An honest witness is the best piece of evidence you have in this matter.
The only piece of evidence.
The only piece of evidence that doesn't send your kind to the gallows, you mean?
You've made an unexpected case, friend. I'll say that much. It seems we have a new possibility to consider, at the very least. How was it you came to learn all this?
Ooh. Thanks. With me.
This land is foreign to you, unless I miss my guess. Your efforts on its behalf are to be commended. But these hearings are about more than Widewind's legacy, even though that is our most pressing concern. Let's say for the moment that I were to take you at your word that our friends in Brackenbury Sanitarium and their peers bear no responsibility for this curse upon my country. I'm curious, what would you do if you were in my position?
Players of Deerwood have been given too long a leash. Truth, I'm not completely confident. Nancy doesn't. Number 1. Keep going. Her face still. Pellegrini looks your way and steadily nods in approval. Yeah. Aelos shakes his head. Animators serve their own ambitions and their curses. Giving them this power is like setting a child loose in memory. Oh, be quiet, Aelos. I do not trust these animators. Seek first their in glory. But if they can heal our children, I would not hinder them.
Very well. That is all I wish to hear. Not just from you, but from everyone. Many days we've been at this. It is time we put it to rest. I want to thank the delegations for helping me to collect my thoughts. In particular, I want to thank our new delegate, who has given me much to think about, and who alerted me to a new enemy I had failed to see. The time has come to choose a direction for the Deerwood. I am ready to make my pronouncement. Ramir D. Barash, representing the interests of animancers in Deerwood, step forward.
Your Grace.
It occurs to me now that my concerns about animancy may not outweigh its value.
Forgive me, Your Grace. We will accept no judgment but our own.
Oh, come on.
What's he doing?
No, wait!
Stop this!
Well. Shit.
I've given you every chance to end this pursuit. Shall I end it for you? Another time. I am already late.
And apparently I just passed the bug out. The words "shall I end it for you" ring in your ears. You find yourself gasping for breath, struggling to keep your own balance. You drop to a knee and watch as Theos hurries out of the building. The world dims around you, the screams and clashing of weapons fading in silence. All that remains are the words.
Shall I end it for you?
Theo stands at a pulpit high above an assembly of robed onlookers, you among them, stood around a wide, circular pit carved of stone. He addresses a woman bound backward over a large iron wheel overlooking the great stone maw. Many of the woman's fingers and toes are severed, and the bottoms of her feet are tarred black. The skin on one side of her face looks like melted candle wax, black and red and seepy, and the angle of her back suggests a spine in ruins. Yet for all that, her expression betrays little of her anguish.
I am already at peace, Grand Inquisitor. Are you?
Barely open, her words come between strangled breaths, but they are steady.
So be it. If you desire no end, you shall have none. I find you guilty of heresy. May the eternal prison bar your soul from passage, for it is beyond redemption.
He nods to a hooded attendant who begins untying her from the wheel. Dominion of the Sleepers, huh? You open your eyes to the beamed ceiling of the palace grand entry hall, the clangs of metal striking metal wafted from outside alongside the cries of the injured as you stagger to your feet. Theos is gone. How do you even get in? Like, who let him in? Helgen is standing over you, her eyes darting around the room before looking down and thrusting her hand out to grab yours. Her eyes glow with an inner light, voice taking on an otherworldly timbre. Get up, now! Off to one side you can hear the clinking rustle of chainmail, and you look over to see a wounded guard slumped against the wall. He is trying to say something, seemingly directed at you, but at first it's too faint to hear. He gathers his breath and manages to rasp out a few words. Lady Webb, she's the only... She must be told. She'll know what to do. Please, find her. Tell her everything. Guard passes out and slides to the floor, still.
What is it?
Dominion of the Sleepers. The Watcher peers in the sleeping memories of previous lives, drawing upon their power to enhance all of his attributes. Huh. Well, I think it's time to get the fuck out of here. Rioting the streets? Yeah! Go join a riot. Alrighty. Can't leave that way, so this way it is. Get to Brackenberry. Boy. This did not turn out well. Oh, damn. Lady Webb lies still in her bed, an ornate cushion propping up her back upright. The blood pooled beneath a gash in her chest is tacky and nearly dry. Battered glass rests on the floor beneath her dangling hand. Feel the faint aura of her fading essence in her hand. When contact and are immersed in a torrent of sensory input and experience. When it calms, you find yourself in the same room, lying in bed with a glass of brandy in your hand. Through the walls from the streets outside come the sounds of screams and shattering glass and the cacophony of an angry mob. You take a sip and it warms your gullet. Across the room, the door opens behind a patient that you push. Into the room walks Theos, floorboards creaking beneath deliberate steps. You wait until the last of the brandy has trickled down your throat before you speak. The fool to think I could...
fool to think I could tame these people.
You came closer than most.
A fine epitaph.
No worse than any.
We're concentrating, focusing with all your energy. It feels as though you are diving into a stone wall over and over, but it cracks suddenly, unexpectedly, allowing the vague wisp of a thought to leak through.
What's in Twin Elms?
Did you pull that from my thoughts?
I've had time to practice.
Ah.
He walks over to a small table and raises a half-empty brandy bottle to eye level. He seems to approve of the selection and begins to reach for an glass.
I was saving that for someone.
Pity.
There's a brandy bottle on the
You
table
know
with care
this is how
before
it has to
approaching.
be.
Words come freely, absent of all doubt. He draws a long curved knife from his belt, smeared with fresh blood. With his left hand, he gently pins your sternum as he raises the knife in the other, point dangling over your heart.
Prove it.
Theo slips the knife between your ribs and pushes it through. Layers of tissue separate with brittle, papery stiffness, and blood wells up around the blade. Pulse of reflex causes you to drop your glass to the floor, and you hear it shatter. Last of your strength, you take his knife hand in both of yours, obedient to mine. For an instant, to your great surprise, the pathway to his mind is left open to you, unguarded, and the answer comes, simple, cataclysmic, in its reordering of your thoughts. Lady Webb, as Lady Webb, you feel as though you have an answer you've searched for all your life, but in your own mind, your understanding lies just beyond your reach. You look at Theos with the wide eyes of someone seeing for the first time and draw your last breath as a black, velvety darkness descends over you.
Smoke rises above the city walls in billowing plumes.
Well, fuck, dude.
Sky like a storm. Behind the walls, the riots rage on. Known patrons of Animancy are forced into hiding as looters ransack their estates and make off with their possessions. Animancers are torn away from their families and dragged from their homes to be stoned to death in the streets. Word had spread immediately that Duke Avar had been assassinated and that an Animancer was to blame. The city wasted little time in exacting revenge and little effort into evaluating guilt. In the center of it all, Brackenbury Sanitarium burned. And down the lane, Hodred House, the last bastion of stability in the Deerwood, had fallen silent. Now safely outside the city gate, your path points eastward to Twin Elms, where Theos is bound, for reasons that remain mysterious as the Leaden Key itself.
Quest completed. New quest, the Assassin at Large. Theos has killed the Duke and Lady Webb and sent Defiance Bay into chaos, but Lady Webb saw where he intended to go next. City of Twin Elms. There I must go if there is any chance of catching up. I saw Lady Webb's last moments. Theos killed her in her bed, but not before she got him to admit he was headed to I wonder if she did that knowing that I'd see. Edelwon Bridge. Edelwon Bridge. 10 hours. Across the bridge, Alos draws up beside you. Fires of Defiance Bay cast a shivering, flickering light across one half of his face. The other is in dark.
Please stop. I need to tell you something.
Go ahead.
I have not been entirely honest about my motives for traveling with you up to this point. When I finished my training in Adir, I was introduced to an organization. All I knew was that they were opposed to the unchecked spread of animancy, and that they could guarantee me postings far away from the Seathwood my father and his earl. At that time, it was enough. In the early years, I thought of them as many things. Hooded men, prudent teachers, the Leaden Key. Their rules were strict, but their guidance was clear. I sincerely believe they wanted to keep Kith from the folly of their own foolish ambitions. I came to the Deerwood a little over a year ago. My orders were to gather information on animancy in the region. A senior contact met with me every few months to receive my reports and issue new leads. She sent me to Gilded Vale to keep an eye on events surrounding the local lord, but I lost track of her shortly after that. I don't know if she was reassigned, killed, or sacrificed the way you saw. At the time you met me, I'd been on my own for a couple of months. I needed some kind of direction. And after that scrape with the locals, I was ready to get out of town. But then you mentioned the hooded figures in the machine, and I was sure you were on the trail of the Leaden Key. And I was correct in a way. What we found wasn't what I expected. I knew the Leaden Key was trying to stop animancy, but I didn't realize how far they'd gone. Murder, sabotage, abandoning entire districts to shambling horrors. And now the whole city is up in flames. I'm still not sure about animancy, but I know I've been following the wrong master. Please, accept my apology, and my service. Let me fight with you to stop Theos.
And what do you really expect us to do with this too-late confession? Trust you on your word?
Well, your supposed extra senses, you let this happen? I'd like a watcher to miss what's right in front of his eyes because he's too busy dancing in the ethic. Still feel kind of attached, even with the betrayal. He's got this way of taking offense that I really like. Tough one. As long as you don't forget who's in charge, I forgive you, Alos, but I want you beside me, not behind me. I'm not asking you to trade one master for me.
That would be an honor.
Alright, before we go, whoops. I wanted to discuss a few things. Why has your mother gone so often? She's invited to join a Haymaneg, the landed Thane. Young. Estate was a 5-day ride from our home. Okay. All just backstory stuff. No thanks to that animaster. My spleen, black bile, come on. I'll say these methods were flawed, but you still learned something. Because you and I have a lick of good sense between us. With the average person, show them a shining gadget in the hands of an expert and they'll believe anything. Okay.
As you wish.
Traveling. He's traveling with me. I should get Sagani with me again. Can't go there anymore. Go to Caed Nua. Sagani with me. Adrian's got something he wants
Better
to say.
indeed. Say what you want about Dear Woodens. They haven't met the problem yet they couldn't solve by killing some scapegoats.
From people because you see something there that there's defending, more so because someone you trust sees it too. Turn around, they do something like this, and the person you may want to help them is gone. Just the ones I like. Then maybe be nice if you got to choose. Tell Lola said if you die, it wouldn't be for their sorry hides. Never thought I'd find myself missing hospitality back. Hours. Money for anything. Well, I'm gonna upgrade that. Go check out the new lab. First, though.
Hello.
That's a new blade, maybe an axe. I have plenty here. Alright. While you're in my hurry. Treasury, I guess.
How do you do? Hail, traveler.
I have heard terrible things. I worried you would not return. Is it true that there are riots in Defiance Bay, and that Avar Wolfgren has been slain?
Alrighty. I don't know where my lab is. Like,
looks a little healthier than before.
Curio shop, Bright Hollow. Bright Hollow, okay. That's being restored currently. That's the kitchen. More money. I'm like, out.
The stones and the spirits in this place have begun to heal.
Hail and well met.
Random stuff. I don't craft anything anyways, so. Here we go. Plenty of money now. Oh man. There are legend or there are unique items in Copperland that I wanted to get.
See you when I see you.
Appearance for now and take Sagani with. Because Grieving Mother, Spirits, Helgina request. And I just like having two wizards. I think it's nice. Wow, she's closer than I am. Right. Obvious arrived in Gerara and successfully freed many slaves. Word is Stolmar the Shackler is quite furious. Good. Four hours. Go in, huh? Danger, a disc wedged into a shallow depression in the rock. Ruins glow from its surface. Well, before I go in there, Oh, hello there. Well, well, well. A woman in robes flanked by an armed group savors every word before whispering the next. Finally, should remain in Defiance Bay. Glad you didn't have better sense. I've forward to this since you got in our way. It's her, the other one. Woman looking for her too. Pelagina, huh? Yes. Dark-skinned woman with feathers. There can't be too many of your kind around these parts, can there? Pelagina's feathers ruffle, and the golden irises of her eyes grow thin, swallowed by the blackness of her widening. Why would you be looking for me? Same reason I'm looking for him. You should know, little bird, no one wants to hear songs about conspiracies. This makes us want to wring your neck. Your last words, after all the effort you've mustered, it'd be a shame to end it quickly. Yeah, let's get it over with. Are you coming up on me? Is that how we gonna do this? I'm gonna try and go and get up all up on Aloth, huh?
Ambassador. I told him there was a conspiracy. Again and again, I was ignored. Then the Duke's death, the riots, and now this. If the Leaden Key is targeting me, we need to warn the Ambassador in first fires.
We can't.
As you wish.
It's one-handed. What does a spell do of might plus? Yeah, you'll keep yourself. Um. Sonoma guys. Um. Just one moment. Alright, whatever. Moss is taking root in the damn stone. Oh, what's up? what are you doing?
Kill them all!
The scurries under the rock. Hey, Sagani leveled up. Rangers gets induce speed and fluid offensive rhythm, reducing accuracy by increasing fire rate. Empathic bond between ranger and animal companion yields a preternatural awareness of incoming danger. The bonus to defense when both are subjected to the same area of effect attack. Heightens the predatory instincts of the ranger's animal companion, giving them a damage bonus on any creature suffering a damage over sight. Directs the ranger's animal companion to rush a target, knocking it prone. Ooh, that might be good. Conjures roots from the ground underneath the target, causing them to become stuck. That might be good. Gives a portion of his hair, becoming especially sensitive to incoming range attacks. Attack and reload rate, the ranger is able to take more careful aim, giving them increased accuracy and damage. But takedown. Cave. The pool is completed. Purchase them. Well, let's go find out what's down here, shall we? Within symbols are worn and faded, but the words strike a familiar chord. Duty before self. You're grating and grinding coming from the stone ahead above you. Strips of Adria and its eye sockets glow bright green. A voice echoes from the stone mouth. What begins as a garble of language resolves itself in your mother tongue. There's no truer blade than essence forged in bronze. Turn twice to the left and prepare your soul for its reckoning. Stairs have collapsed. Long drop to the floor below. And go grappling hook. Your grappling hook to a cleft in broken stairs and toss down. Slide down the rope, the rushing of water rumbles in your ears. It sounds as though the lake from the gorge is still draining in this distance. Suddenly a violent tremor rocks the cavern and you feel your grip loosen from the rope. Lost hands release the grip on the rope and Aloth plummets face first on the floor. Bottom, your feet splashing in the puddle of water.
Bring them down! Bring them down! Kill them!
Dead on!
Oh. Bulls bound and turn.
No prisoners!
Bones are partially corroded. They're coated with thick slime.
So much!
Dead on!
Assuming the outside where I found the cave. Yep.
So much! Bring them down! So much for you!
Oh, well, my perception is not high enough, so. Boom. Nailed it.
As you wish.
Stone faces Adria, eyes glow, and a voice rumbles from its open mouth. Fast as the hilt of a weapon. Every word grasps it and speak the quality that finds you. Bring people together. I'm reliable. I'm bravest when things are at their worst. I don't think I'm people together. So it is with your power. Interesting. Green light spills from the released eyes. You hear another deep, rough-edged voice. Desire is the aim of the soul. It is purpose and direction. Sharpened point blade. Seek your ambition that your soul may through. Desire resilience and ability to draw strength from my struggles. I am to become a mightier version of today. Inspire those around me and lend my strength to our common purpose. So it shall be. A vessel of flesh may house a soul for years, but a vessel of bronze will house a soul for generations. Enter the water and choose a vessel of stone. Small white stones bloom from the rock. They all feel firmly fixed in place. There's a hollow where one area has been, where one appears to have. Crystal Eater, huh? Feel an unwelcome crawling sensation in your head. A high-pitched ring overwhelms your senses and is accompanied by an angry utterance. Invader! Thief! The voice is alien and fierce. Fills your mind and life lightning. Like lightning. Needle stab at your brain with every syllable, but vanish abruptly along with the words. And your head is gone. Cylindrical hollow, scarcely wider than the shaft of the weapon, runs through the center. Beneath symbols and icons of Engwith engraved into the floor resolve into words, and your warrior shall call forth 2 witnesses, and they shall take up positions upon emblems that bear testament to the character of his soul. The warrior shall ascend the dais, soul vessel in hand, to undergo the transference. Carrying his soul vessel and a weapon with the heart of Adria, the warrior may then approach the urn. In this way, he'll fashion an army worthy of his skills and large tunnel carves underneath the floor and continues to the east, blocked by glistening ropes of webbing that you might be able to slide past. The walls beneath the webbing feel weak and crumbly. With the proper tools, you might be able to widen the path. Widen the tunnel. You find a weak point in the rock and hammer at the walls of the passage. Brittle stone crumbles away. Within minutes, you've created enough room to slip through the tunnel. Clear a passage, the needle-like voice digs into your skull once more. Infiltrating, pursuing, you shall not have it. Your hungry chittering. Now, feed. Skittering creatures will, with gnashing mandibles, pour from the walls. Let's go back in the tunnel. Shattered crystals, crunches, and things. Rest. Half asleep, a tide of deafening whispers assails you, chipping away at your senses. Understanding of itself, their roar is louder with each passing night. Acts more brazen, less confined to your subconscious. Another voice fights its way in, calling out to you.
You howl in the night, Watcher, like a beaten dog with its tail tucked. If it is sympathy you call for, you do yourself no favors in the eyes of the gods. You shook. You spoke words of dead languages. You yowled in fear. It has become your routine of late. I'd have stepped in sooner, but for all your writhing, I thought I might be interrupting the wrong kind of dream.
My mind may be going.
Like one who begs for mercy when his trial's near complete. You have not been broken yet, Watcher. Do not give your enemies the satisfaction before it is due.
Alright. These spiders will not attack me, apparently. You're a deck. A robed, gangling creature lurches toward you, and you feel something needling at your brain again. The screeching hiss that invades your mind is edged with digging and fettering animal. It pauses, its pieces clacking. When its words fill your mind again, they're tempered with fear. Legacy. Clutches an egg-like stone in its spindly fingers. White stone glows with life, and you feel a presence inside. The creature notices your interest. Towards a colony and cocks is head. Calm. Yes? Thoughts echo back at you from within the stone. It occurs to you that a piece of the creature's soul is somehow. What are you doing with the stone? Such a different form, and yet its mind is alive with the same thoughts as ours. Home, family, memory. Legacy. Colony. Young are always few, slow to hatch, fragile. Last of colonies soon die. Long dead animals put spirit stuff in metal. I keep spirit stuff in stone. Take to new colony. Colony alone is weak, young, frail. You have wisdom. Put two colonies together survive. Make a strong colony. Need legacy to guide new colony. Keep it strong. Go. And may there be peace. May there be peace between our kinds. There's peace and gentleness. It does. Your deck go. Bring legacy. Many. Interesting. Symbols here catch the light from the braziers. All honor to those who give of themselves for the glory of Ingwith. Pale stones around the room with full and light. Oh, that's where the tunnel leads. Witnesses, and they shall take up positions upon the emblems that bear testament to the character. The warrior shall ascend the dais, full vessel in hand.
I'm ready. Up.
Well?
Aye?
Yes. Well?
Wearing his soul vessel and a weapon with a heart of Aedra.
As you wish.
The crap is a soul vessel. Oh, okay. Apparently, looking on the website, I can't actually do. I can't do what this is because I let that thing go. However, it just enchants the spear that I'm holding currently, so whatever. Don't need to do that. It's not part of a quest or anything, it just enchants the spear. But I let Riddick go, so Riddick. However you want to say their name. I haven't traveled with Haravius at all. I think after I finish one of these guys' quests, I'll trade out for Haravius. Where the hell did you guys come from?
Deal with this one. That's not what I meant by style. Legions are in. So. Shit. Bring them. What's your fire? So much for you. So.
I got the priest. My bow's ready. After an Eatmock. Dead on.
What is it?
The Archer's book. My bow's ready. Dead on. Got an arrow for this one. My bow's ready. My decoy. Dead on.
Wow, Pelagina, you suck at.
My bow's ready. Dead on. My bow's ready.
Wow, they just like turned everyone against each other. That was ridiculous. I level up though. Fifth level spells. Alright. Oh, no Minolettus. Alright. Grants targets resolve, intellect, and perception, creating two less powerful versions of the effect that jump to nearby enemies when the first effect ends. A surge of ice, freezing cold air, inflicting freeze damage on anyone caught in the conical area of effect. Group enemies to momentarily fall asleep. Creates a pike of pure magical force that deals pierce damage causes a foe only blast explosion like. Go with that one. Insidious magical contingency activates when the caster hits 50% endurance, or she immediately knocks all immediately close enemies prone. Loud. A lot of virulent poison. Target is hit with a stuck affliction and becomes an anchor for a frigid ray of energy from the wizard that does freeze damage. Cause enemies in the area of effect to envision their worst fears, causing them Initiates a terrifying inferno of flame around the caster. Guess we're gonna go with Spell Mastery. During a spell allows a free use of that spell once per encounter. Wizards mastered spells do not need to be in the grimoire in order to gain the free use. Okay, well, I mean, gotta go with the minor missile. And Aloth. Learn 2 different spells now.
As you wish.
Where am I again? Almost Shore, right? Ho! Oh, I shouldn't have taken that one. I did it dumb.
My scent.
Okay. That was a lot of fucking ogres, man. Holy crap.
As you wish.
Man, what's with the horde of enemies?
What is it? Mavaru, be on seek! Yes. Lavaru. Bravery.
Alright, I think there's a point where I just go from one side of the map to the other to get to where I'm going as fast as possible.
As you wish.
Of course the road splits. Why wouldn't the road split?
So much youth.
Just rain blights. We can handle this. Rain blights. Immune. Got it.
Fatigued me. Can't get a good shot with this. It's no use. I need something stronger.
We got some levels here. With Torn of Flame and Wall of Force.
What?
Oh, you got a little bit. Okay. Fire all allies in the vicinity when the paladin downs an enemy, providing a bonus to all. That might be good. Be real good. Commands an ally to summon all their strength in order to temporarily ignore hostile effects. Effects will resume when liberating. Press the paladin and all nearby enemies to charge fiercely into battle, increasing movement speed, and the disengagement defense cannot be active with other zealous auras. Enemy has the focus of the paladin's righteous fury, granting accuracy and damage bonuses. Paladin temporarily snuffs out all active beneficial effects on single foe. Effects resume once to deprive the unworthy. Ally to redouble their efforts. Fills the paladins and their allies with unshakable confidence, increasing their damage reduction and converting a portion of incoming hits to grazes. Paladin fights in perfect synergy with the closest ally, attacking the foe, providing the ally with an action. Paladin's Pierce Soul resists all invading forces, granting a bonus to defense against poison, harm, dominate, frightened, and terrified effects. Effects also have durations of 5 seconds. Inspires urgency in one of the Paladin's allies. We'll go with Inspiring Triumph. Imprints an insidious and powerful compulsion to obey the cipher across all enemies, effect dominating target and triggers. Good. Ransacks and collect and perception for energy, causing damage. This one I'm going with for sure. Lucas the target's soul with sheer force, inflicting raw damage to targets with experience. Explode, causing crush damage all in the area. Next to mind of the cipher with an ally to gain the ally's knowledge of his or her enemy, bestowing an attack bonus upon the cipher towards the enemy the ally is attacked.
As you wish.
That apparently led nowhere. Alright. Oh, there's a dying monk over there. Let's go help him out.
Some time to restore my spirits.
Man on the ground gasps for air, clutching his chest as he struggles. On closer examination, you see his red cloak obscures the full extent of his injuries. His face whitens as blood pools around him. Please, traveler. He is out arduously extending his hand. What happened? Forgetful, so careless. He mutters, blood seeping from his lips. Cuts on my knuckles from the morning's practice. Holds his blood-soaked hand out in front of him. Belgars, they smelled the blood on me. Thought they found their next meal. You were almost correct. You are known to us, Watcher. We know you have treated others honestly, fairly. I have need of someone trustworthy to finish. I'm going to tend to your wounds. Wounds are kind, but I must embrace my suffering and ready my soul for its next journey. This must be delivered. Needs to be carried to the celestial sapling. This, my brothers, they will reward you. Not open it. Contents are my brothers only. If the seal is broken, they will probably kill me. I'm going to stow it. Not even going to look at it. Yeah, a celestial spring or sapling and in looking. This seriously doesn't go anywhere? Oh, take it anywhere, okay. Oh, it saw me. Good.
Some time to restore my spirits.
Nailed it.
As you wish.
Come on, Durant. A little behind there. Hurry up and level up. Oh, alright.
Anyone suspected of treachery must be reported at once.
Pale image of Theos beckons you. Curl of
Heard of recent defections from our order caused by this apostate in Kratom.
As there floats to the surface of consciousness heard from ages ago. Yep.
This is a dangerous woman whose lies spread like plague. She inspires chaos, sows conflict. Because of these unusual circumstances, I am speaking to all our initiates personally to ensure there is no more dissension.
Maybe he was one of us.
Who she was no longer matters. If her following continues to grow, there will be war, and all our work will be undone. You were recruited from Kratom, were you not? You must have known this heretic woman, Yavara.
My mentor.
I pray her old teachings were less blasphemous than the new. Was it worthwhile, this mentorship?
To be strong in my convictions.
Indeed. If she had held true to hers, we wouldn't be in this position. I am trusting you to remain loyal to the gods in this. If you do not, you will have greater powers than me to answer to. But you will answer to me as well.
Understand your eminence. So, our song. Estramore, still.
Hail, Estramore.
The fugitive from the burning city. 6 tribes of Airglanfath welcome you to Twin Elves. Where you lies the Hearthsong district. You are free to explore it, but do not let your feet stray into the other districts. Those are forbidden to the Estramore. You can tell me. The city is sacred to all Glanfathans, as it is the place where our ancestors first encountered the Builders. That fated meeting turned our people from generations of wandering to a permanent home among the Builders' realm. When the Builders commanded us to settle here, they allowed us the unique privilege to live among their structures here. It is the only place in Airglanfath where this is permitted. The sacred city is divided into 4 districts. Hearthsong, the Commons District, Old Song, site of our temples, Elm's Reach, home of Delungen and Druids, the Burial Isle, which is the sacred place in the city. This is just stuff about the city. The Burial Isle. Why is it forbidden? Rome is a sacred city built where the first keepers of the stone met the builders. It exists alongside the workers of the builders and is placed in all of Airglanfath, where it is permitted to set foot among those sacred. The Mormon, however, do not have proper respect for the stones here. Image of a perfect cube of Adra, just quickly the image fades. Leader of one of the tribes could give you permission of the city. Only Amenfath and Bethwell is present in the passage of the Styx today, and she has her own. Foreigners are forbidden from going deeper into the city. They said that Anamanfath Bethwol, currently presiding in this passage of the Sixth in the middle of Harsong. Grant me entry to. And it's leveled up. Trying a spell here, okay. Those are stored.
What?
It's a divine favor to an ally, imbuing him or her with a bonus to might, perception, all damage reduction. The flaming pillar of righteous anger, burning everyone. Effect. Fills the spirit of liberation and allies in the area of effect, granting immunity to paralyzed and for critical endurance. 5 the fallen grants fallen friends a second chance. Conscious health visit in the effect and restoring a small amount of their endurance. Beseeches God for more time, extending the duration of all beneficial effects on allies. Under the powerful Holy Shield, granting a deflection to all allies. Oh, hiccups.
The Glanfavans. Such beautiful cities they have woven with nature.
Okay. I think that is where we are going to call it for the day, folks. There's some events that I did not expect to happen with the burning of Defiance Bay. But we'll find out what the story shall unfold next week. Bye.